Hello, grade 5, and for our last lesson for week number 6, we will take up module number 12, mental multiplication of proper fractions. In this module, you will be performing mathematical calculations in your head without the use of paper and pen, as well as any computational gadgets like calculator or an abacus. Your understanding in multiplying fraction mentally with denominators up to 10 is very helpful in your daily living. This could be used in performing estimation and buying groceries, sharpening your proportional thinking, and baking cookies or any sweets. Your brain actually works faster and sharper when it is trained to perform calculation mentally. Let us start this with a problem in What's New. Anna is helping her mother to make chocolate moron. According to the recipe, 9/20th ounce of sugar is needed to make 6 chocolate morons. Anna's mother instructed her to use only 2/3 of the sugar to make it healthier. How much sugar should Anna use? So you are asked here the amount of sugar that Anna should use for these 6 chocolate morons. So all we have to do is regularly we are using 9/20th ounce. But this time you will just only use 2/3 of that 9/20th in order to make these 6 chocolate morons healthier with less sugar. So all we have to do is just get the 2/3 of 9/20th, or that is also 2/3 times 9/20. So in multiplying fractions, as what I have told you, you just multiply numerator by numerator. So 9 times 2 is equal to 18. And denominator by denominator, which is 3 times 20 is equal to 60. However, you always have to check if your numerators and denominators don't have GCF anymore aside from 1. In this case, both the numerators and denominators get GCF of 6, or they are both divisible by 6. So 18 divided by 6 is equal to 3, and 60 divided by 6 is equal to 10. Is there still a number that could divide both the numerator and denominator? None. So this is already our final answer. Now, how about if you are asked to multiply 2/3 of 9/20th? Just do it mentally without actual calculation. How will you do that one? So in multiplication of fractions, we are also considering some of the techniques in order to make our multiplication easier. For example, if you notice here, our 2 here and our 20 here are both divisible by 2. So if we could divide the numerator and the denominator by a factor, remember, I would like to emphasize and repeat, only the numerator and denominator, not numerator and numerator, denominator and denominator, numerator and denominator. So for example, the 2 here and the 20 here, even though this 2 here is a numerator of 2/3 and 20 here is a denominator of 9/20th, but this one is numerator and the other one is denominator, so we could still cancel. So both 2 and 20 are divisible by 2, so you could cancel them by dividing both by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. 20 divided by 2, the answer is 10. We are doing that one so that later we will not lowest term, or we will not express anymore our answer in simplest form, because in this process we are already writing our fractions in the simplest form. Now if you notice here, our 9 here and our 3 here are also both divisible by 3. So you could also divide them, because the other one is denominator, the other one is numerator. So they have a factor of 3 divided by 3. So this will become 1. You divide 9 by 3, so that is equal to 3. So after that one, if you have no more number to cancel, then you multiply now numerator by numerator, which is equal to 3, and denominator by denominator, which is equal to 10. Notice this is already in the simplest form, the same with the answer here. So in multiplying fractions, we have some techniques to consider on how to multiply fractions mentally. For example, one of the techniques that we have to consider is that cancel anything that divides to 1. For example, here, the 5 and the 5 here, this is equal to 1 because the numerator and the denominator are both the same. So that fraction is equal to 1. Both of them are divisible by 5. This one is numerator, the other one is denominator. So you could divide both of them by 5. So this will become 1 if divided by 5. And this will also be 1 if divided by 5. So then we have to multiply the numerators, so that is equal to 4, and multiply the denominators, which is equal to 3. Of course, you have to express your answer in mixed form if it is improper. So the answer is 1 and 1/3. Let's proceed to the next technique. And this technique says multiplying fraction by its reciprocal results to 1. So any number multiplied by its reciprocal, when I say reciprocal, that is the inverse, or when I say reciprocal, kabaliktaran. So for example, if we do have here 1/3 times 3, that means 1/3 times 3 is also 3 over 1. So if you notice, 1 times 3 is equal to 3, and 3 times 1 is equal to 3, or that is equal to 1, because 1/3 is the reciprocal of 3, kabaliktaran. What do I mean by reciprocal again? Kabaliktaran. So a number multiplied by its reciprocal is equal to 1. So let's try to find out what's the reciprocal of 3. Of course, the denominator of 3 here is 1. So its reciprocal is 1 will be our numerator now, and 3 will be our denominator. Reciprocal. So 3 times 1/3, that is also equal to 1. Now, what should be multiplied by 3/5 in order that the answer will become 1? Of course, it's reciprocal. The reciprocal of 3/5 is 5 now will be our numerator, and 3 will be our denominator. Kabaliktaran. So that is 3 times 5, that is equal to 15, and 5 times 3, that is also equal to 15. If a fraction has the same numerator and denominator, that is equal to 1. Or we could use the cancellation here. So the answer is 1. Always remember that if a number is multiplied by its reciprocal, the answer is always equal to 1. Another is, when we are multiplying, we just multiply fractions straight across. What do you mean by that? Multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. Of course, numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So that's how we multiply. Always remember that one. And another one is cancel the common factor appearing in the numerator and denominator, as what I've told you a while ago. For example, the 3 here and the 9 here are both common, or they have a common factor of 3. Divide this by 3, that will give you 1. Divide this by 3, that will give you 3. On the other hand, both 4 and 8 are also divisible by 4. So you divide them by 4, this will give you 1. Divide this by 4, that will give you 2. So if you already extracted their common factors, if you will multiply the numerator by numerator now and denominator by denominator now, your answer will be in the simplest form. Next one, both are divisible by 4 here. So this will become 1 and this will become 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Same here and here, both are divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Then if you have no more number to be cancelled, so you multiply numerator by numerator, that is equal to 1. Denominator by denominator, that is equal to 4. Final answer is 1/4. Let's try more. So again, just multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, or you could also cancel if there's a common factor. Now, in this case, you have to determine if the answer is true or false. Write T if it is true, and false or F if it is not true, or if it is a false statement. I will give number 1 as an example, and the rest of the items you will do it. So if you will multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 5 is 15. So I think this is true because that's correct. So just write T if the answer is correct or true, and F if it is wrong or false. Let's try to answer your activity. In this case, we could both cancel 2 and 2 because both are factors of 2 or divisible by 2. So 1 times 1, that is equal to 1. 1 times 3 is equal to 3, so this is true. For item number 3, the correct answer is, we have here 4 and 2. We could cancel both because they are divisible by 2. So this will become 1, this will become 2 if divided by 2. So 3 and 3 are both divisible by 3. So this will become 1, this will become 1. So 1 times 1 is equal to 1, 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So therefore the answer is false. For item number 4 here, you could cancel both 7 and 7, divisible by 7. Then no more. So 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 8 is equal to 8. Your answer is 4, 9, so that's false. And finally here, of course, we have nothing to cancel here. So 7 times 1 is 7. 10 times 5 is 50. So that is true. If you still need more practice in order for you to master the skills in multiplying fractions mentally, I will leave to you what I can do on page 7 of your module for you to answer. Let us now proceed to your assessment. All you have to do here is to solve or multiply the following proper fractions mentally, then choose the answer from the box below. So solve the given fractions, multiply them, then after that one, you have only to choose your answer in the box given or the answers given in the box. Pause this video and answer your assessment A. For assessment B, you have to find the product of the following fractions. Give your answers in its simplest form. That's the end of our lesson this week. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey to a happy learning. Enjoy your weekend.